So we had this idea that we were going to ask the tarot cards if aliens are real. Let's see what happens. And we're going to do the Celtic cross spread because it's the only one I know how to do properly, more or less. So we have the Wheel of Fortune crossed with the Page of Wands. And we'll come back to explaining all of these in a minute. And then below us in the roots we have the Three of Pentacles. Behind us we have the King of Wands. Above, the Four of Wands. And before us, Judgment. This is shaping up to be really good, really fast. In the home place, we have the Six of Wands. The Mask or Perception card, we have the Ten of Pentacles, yes. In the Hopes and Fears, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And then in the Likely Outcome, we have the Five of Cups. Now I'm still going to have to consult the book because some of the meanings of the cards are a little bit different in this deck than they are in the usual deck. This is less Rider Waite and more look at the pretty cards. So here we go. The Wheel of Fortune, I think I'm going to read that as a reversal. Being good fortune mixed with delay or burdens, or an unexpected hardship or obstacles. Crossing that with the Page of Wands. Being unexpected news, new information, or a message or messenger. That seems like a bit of a mixed bag, because it's the reversed Wheel of Fortune itself is good mixed with bad, or good news that's delayed. But the Page of Wands is the messenger. So something about... Let's keep going. Maybe it'll become clear if we get more of the cards into it. So the Three of Pentacles in the roots part of us is skill. Skill in a trade or craft, professional success or recognition, or putting your skills and talents to use. Which is essentially what I'm trying to do here right now. The King of Wands behind us indicates, if that's reversed, which I believe it is, corrupt or unjust authority. Being submitting to the misguided ideas of another, or questionable leadership. This is shaping up to be an Ancient Aliens read indeed, isn't it? Getting a lot of wands here. The Four of Wands above us is desire for happiness. This card usually indicates weddings or desires for marriage, which makes no sense given the question that we're asking the cards. Ceremony or celebration. Interesting. Okay, we're going to keep going. Judgment before us. Also reversed. Why are all the major arcana getting reversed here? That's weird. Harsh judgment, criticism, failure, or delay in following your calling. The soul being trapped in darkness and the light of the spirit needing recharging. So the inner ring here seems to indicate that at the core of the situation is news that is favorable but is going to be long in coming. Whether that means a confirmation of the question, or maybe it's good news that it's not true. I'm not really sure. The home card here being the Three of Pentacles, using your talents well. Is almost recursive. It's like it's telling me to keep asking the question or maybe just to keep seeking after truth, whatever form that might take. And maybe that's the good but delayed news, is that I'm just going to have to keep looking for answers. King of Wands behind us, if I wanted to read that in an Ancient Aliens kind of a context, would definitely be the theory that extraterrestrial civilizations were ruling over mankind at one point, and teaching them everything that they needed to know, like architecture and agriculture and things like that. Or in this context, it could indicate something like just not having the support of the leadership that you needed to make better inquiries or better decisions. In the above us section, the Four of Wands, desire for stability and happiness and union, could, in this context, with this question, indicate a desire not to have your worldview upset, which would make some sense. Because that would be somewhat earth-shattering news to find out that there are, in fact, things behind the scenes that we couldn't possibly comprehend that have been pulling strings. Yes?
Maybe something I'm reading from it is the desire to form a friendship, because these two people are different.
True.
So maybe that desire to unite with someone else, or in this case, with another species.
Let
and
them
the fact
do the...
that it's in the weighing on your mind position is definitely something you would be afraid of if that didn't happen.
I suppose so. What would happen if they weren't friendly? That kind of thing. And I guess the reversed judgment is, that's odd in that position. I think I need some clarification on that, to be honest. Clarification being the Five of Wands reversed. All these reversals are a little bit disconcerting.
This deck has been doing that all night.
It has. An end to petty arguments, abandoning of a struggle, losing a fight. Okay, that actually does clarify some things. If they happen not to be friendly, as is apparently the weighing on the mind of the Four of Wands, then what would follow from that is the possibility of them being harsh judges of the world and us not being able to win that particular fight. That makes sense in that context, I think. So the home place here, the Six of Wands, is the opposite of the Five of Wands reversed. It's the winning of victory or honors bestowed, rise in status. Maybe that being in that place is essentially what we are counting on, or what we kind of the default position of how alien movies have worked traditionally in American cinema, at any rate, is that no matter what comes at us, we can beat them. We're gonna win. Ender's Game, Independence Day, various others. We can figure this out and we'll win because we're just that good. So I guess that's kind of the position that anybody on planet Earth would want to come from if we were meeting another species for the first time, is to be confident and to stand on the ground of we are at least as good as anything that we're going to meet out here. The Mask card, which is odd because I got this one in the same position in a read I did for myself tonight, but I think this one might be reversed. which would indicate generally content home life peppered with small anxieties and hardships, or small financial losses, or a domestic situation that's less than ideal. I think I want some clarification on what that means in this particular context. And that's the Four of Pentacles. That's exciting. Four of Pentacles reversed is unforeseen or difficult expenses, the fear of not having enough money, spending money too frequently. If I were to take that globally, I can interpret that as saying that we are throwing money away at things that don't matter, in the sense of being prepared for things that might go awry, in the sense of if we're looking really to start seriously exploring the solar system with missions to Mars and things like that being planned. And I remember being in a lecture about how we're wanting to send submersible drones to the oceans under the ice of one of Jupiter's moons, or Saturn's moons, Enceladus. We're going to start poking our noses in places where there could very well be life. And are we prepared for the possible ramifications of that? And given the way that governments around the world kind of like to spend money like a drunk sailor on leave, I'm guessing not. We're not really ready for whatever might be out there, because we have too many things going on down here that need constant attention, that aren't going away anytime soon. So how thin can you spread your resources before you don't have any more resources to spread? Hopes and fears, the Ace of Pentacles, kind of follows from that. Hoping that we can find the funding for the things that actually matter, whatever scientific endeavors or things of that nature we need to use. It's also a card of protection, defense, and security. So were things to prove human beings aren't the only intelligent life in the universe, and not only are we not alone, they're just over there on the other side of the hill, essentially. Hopefully we can have the resources that we need to defend ourselves should that become necessary. And then the likely outcome being the Five of Cups, or the possible future path being the Five of Cups. That's not great. Although I read the other one as reversed when it was in that position, so... Warning against obsession and pining over disappointments would kind of indicate that no matter what the truth is, we probably shouldn't worry about it, because there's nothing we can really do to change it anyway. And let me get a little bit of clarification on that, just for certainty's sake. Thanks for another reversal, and some more cups. That's great. Three of Cups reversed.
It's a celebration card.
Yes, and reversed, it's a warning against excessive partying and intoxication. Or loss of friendship, loss of cheer, loss of love, need to reconnect with friends. So don't worry about it, but don't go the other direction and start like a UFO cult either. I guess. So just, approach it with balance, and don't obsess over it. Don't, write wall of text blogs on the internet about it. But also,
a little late for that.
well, fine, but we don't need more of them. But yeah, just kind of approach it with balance, and just be willing to accept it for what it is when it comes. That's rather more balanced than I expected this deck to do.
So, in your opinion, does this answer the actual question?
Oh, hell no. Of course not. Absolutely not. But I don't think that in a lot of ways tarot is meant to really answer the question for you. All it's really meant to do is clarify what you hope the answer to the question is, and allow you to adjust your expectations and your attitudes and actions accordingly. Tarot is a tool for clarification of your own thoughts, fears, and hopes, because you can only get out of the cards what you put into them. There's no magic here. Laminated pieces of cardboard with pretty pictures on them cannot tell you the future. They just can't. So, yeah, it's just a tool to see how you think and how you feel about something. And what this is telling me I feel about it is no small amount of anxiety, in the sense of, if it proves to be true, it could kind of shake my worldview and what I believe to be true about how the universe works. But, the truth is going to be the truth no matter how I feel about it. So I probably shouldn't be too worried about whatever that truth might be, and focus more on just living a balanced life and doing the best that I can with what I've got, with the resources that I have, with the relationships that I have, and stop spending so much time worrying what's out there and spend more time focusing on, what's true and what's real and what needs attention down here right now.